Hi, do you know why God made rutabagas? Yeah, I said rutabagas. God uses everything, even rutabagas, to make his presence known. Hi, if I haven't met you yet, I am Mary Ellen Collins. I'm the executive director of the Motherless Daughters Ministry, and I'm pleased to spend this precious time with you. I'm just honored that you're spending your time with me. I will tell you, I am recording remotely and my background is not working well, so I apologize ahead of time if there are some times that it is blurred, but I'll do my best. But I want to talk to you this morning about a story that I know about a rutabaga. A friend of mine has a food ministry. She started this ministry during the COVID pandemic to support families who were struggling. The location of the ministry is not in an under-resourced area. In fact, many would say that it's moderately affluent, but people were really struggling to put food on their table. She collects food from grocery stores and farms and other places who will provide my friend with food that they would normally get rid of, but still not it's not expired yet. So she'll collect these and give them away in the food pantry. There was one time that she told me that someone asked if they would take 40 gallons of milk, she would take 40 gallons of milk. And she said, sure. And she ended up with 40 crates of milk and dozens of eggs. And again, God blessed her and she was able to share those with people. But one of the weekly stores that she picks up gave her a bushel basket of rutabagas. Rutabagas, a bushel. You heard me right. A bushel of rutabagas. Well, I don't know if you're familiar with rutabagas, but they are a vegetable that just never showed up on my table when I was growing up, nor since then. So I am not familiar with that vegetable. And there may be a reason why there was an entire basket available because maybe others were not familiar too with that. Her thoughts as she picked them up was, oh God, what am I supposed to do with these? She would try to give the rutabagas to someone. Surely someone would want them. The pantry is set up like a grocery store, so the customers can shop for the foods that they want. A few giveaway days had taken place, and the rutabagas had not been chosen and were close to being thrown out. Well, my friend gathered her volunteers for the next giveaway day. One of the volunteers brought their spouse with him. He proclaimed himself to be a great salesperson. You know what his assignment was, don't you? Find someone to take the rutabagas. They were on their last leg. They were going to go. Well, the pantry doors opened and the food ministry began, and the great salesman began working the crowd. How would you like a rutabaga? He asked. He did not get any takers. The rejection did not faze him. He just continued weaving through the crowd, seeking the new owners of his goods. Meanwhile, my friend notices a volunteer off to the side, consoling and praying for a woman who is crying profusely. My mother died, and I miss her so much. She had been sick and could not get the help she needed. And the volunteer continued to pray and console her. The great salesman approaches her and asks, how would you like a rutabaga? The woman stops, turns, and looks at him. The great salesman repeats himself, thinking either she didn't understand or did not speak English. How would you like a rutabaga? She stares at him. So he tries for a third time. Would you like a rutabaga? What did you say? Her tears stop and she smiles. My mother's final words to me when she was dying, I asked, "How will I know you are with me?" And she said, "If someone offers you a rutabaga, you will know I am there." Wow. Think about that. Think about all the people that God used in this story. Not only was the woman overwhelmed and blessed, the man had no idea he was being used by God. Even though my friend was obedient in picking up the rutabagas, although she had no idea in the world how she was going to get rid of those rutabagas. So, my message to you is that you just never know how God is going to use you, and in the most unusual ways. You have no idea. And don't ever think God won't use you. He will. And He will have you touch people in a way that, like, in a way that only you can do. I know this. Every morning, I ask God to use me to reach out and touch others in His name. And every day it happens. Try it, it works. Until next week, I'm Marilyn Collins, and I just want to know you to know how much I just want to support you and want to hear from you. And if there's anything that you have gained from this video, please share it with us. Thank you so much for spending your time with me.